To pull up the Weaver's Twitter account just so that we can screen share.
I've got it.
Okay,
I've got it.
perfect.
Okay. All right. So welcome, Jeff or Jaja and Luke. And we just got finished talking with the engineers of the BazAR app. And I thought it would be great to talk with kind of the core guys behind the design and the communication. So thanks for joining us. If you could, Jeff, would you just introduce yourself to the audience real quick?
Yeah, my name is Jaja Blinky. I also go by Jeff as well. I'm a creative director for Ford Research. I design things. I ship posts on Twitter. And yeah, that's about it.
Great. Welcome. Luke?
I'm Luke, Luke Bateman. I founded Weavers, 2 months ago? We're a community in the Rweave space promoting developers and creatives, just getting people access to a lot of the cool things happening in the ecosystem right now.
Very cool. Welcome. And one of the things that we kind of brought up is we've been hitting this BazAR launch, but really the actual building started like mid-June. So it's only been like 2 months, even though it seems like 6 in my mind. But
Things always move fast in this ecosystem, so you gotta stay up to pace. You blink, you'll miss
100%.
it.
That's right. So, Jaja, with that fast pace, how did you kind of approach the creative design of this process?
That's really funny. Usually in Forward, yeah, we just do things super fast. It's like, okay, I know we came up, a lot of us, I think it was Nick brought up the idea in Berlin when we were in Berlin, just like, oh, we should do some sort of a marketplace, and that was kind of the seed that got planted. And then from there, it was just kind of working with DMAC initially because he's really good at wireframing, and just like getting all like maybe from the technical side of like how things should flow. Um, and me and him kind of architected like how you could kind of have a pretty decent user flow, and it got to a really good point and where it is now. But obviously, like we want to keep improving. It's like a ongoing process.
Yeah, I really dig the design and the way that you put kind of creators up front. So as collections are dropped, uh, right on BazAR, you see the most recent collection. And of course, really dig how stamps is used to kind of let the community kind of pick what's the most popular. So that was super cool. As far as with the UX, it's a little bit different than other marketplaces, and it's got a lot of deep technologies in. Did you have any way to kind of explain some of those deep technologies like UCM within the design itself?
Yeah, I mean that's like I think one of the biggest hurdles, especially in the Arweave ecosystem. Like we have so much cool foundational shit or protocols, and we and through design, it's kind of like, especially with like say like pixels and being able to gain pixels every day from streaking, had to figure out a way to kind of explain that through the interface. Um, and also just these like hurdles of being able to show, I think the biggest one was fractional assets. So being able to show a pie chart. I think that was initially Sam's idea. He's like, I really want a pie chart. And then we came up with the slider concept for when you buy, and we doing it based on percentage, because, and it was a tricky one, and I had to go back and forth with Nick a lot, just like in terms of being able to, how do you actually show percentage of the asset when it's to do with content tokens, each unit. So that was like a technical and design hurdle that we kind of had to get over.
Very cool. And Luke, again, as many projects are probably like, okay, now we've got to create a comms plan for all this incredible stuff. How did you kind of digest that and kind of structure that so that we had, I mean, we had an incredible launch. We've got a lot of creators on the platform, so it was really awesome. But I know that's a tight time window to organize. So how did you do it?
I mean, you take it as Jaja said, you take it and you run with it. You got to move really fast in this space. What we really have to do here is take these high level concepts, these things that are sort of bubbling up under the surface of the ecosystem, and explain it to people who could really benefit from it. I think what we have here, at least with the UCM stuff, with BazAR specifically, is for one of the maybe I don't want to say first time, but one of the major times inside of our ecosystem in recent memory, excuse me, that there is a tech that people can really benefit from extremely fast, get up to speed extremely quickly, and if they can process the ideas inherent in it, can really make something of their own work. And so like we have this sort of like, if we can put a carrot on a stick, if we can lead them to sort of fish by themselves, they can access this entire suite of like sort of end-to-end technology that Arweave is building that is ecosystem specific. So for like, for me, it's about translating, okay, how do we use Pixel? What is the UCM for? Why would someone want to come to BazAR over, say, like OpenSea, over some of like traditional NFT marketplaces? And in terms of like atomic asset stuff, why is it different? What is different about it? What's more important about it? Because there's a lot of things under the hood that are so vastly different here that you're not really going to notice unless we're pointing it out. And you really shouldn't notice it. I mean, like these things, if they work well, aren't in your face about it. But when you notice the differences and you understand that the real world rights are inherent to this platform, that's just not expressed anywhere else in like the Web3 ecosystem at large, you start to peel back what's so important about this launch specifically. Weavers has been working primarily to highlight some of the creators in the space who are using BazAR actively to sort of show, hey, from our community, there are people interested in doing this. And as you can see, the interest in BazAR is exploding right now. We have a lot of really, really cool stuff in the pipeline, potentially even like a UDL focused hackathon later on in September or October. So we're really trying to bring people in sort of full tilt. And creating a content plan around that has really just been a grassroots approach to highlight what's happening in the ecosystem, show that there's buzz, and sort of bring people. Once they know about it, they're excited about it. But we sort of have to lead them to fish.
Very cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Speaking of the UDL, one of the challenges I gave the developers is, can you describe the UDL? Who would like to describe the UDL?
I can give it a shot. Basically, it is a license for real world rights for digital assets. So it is enforceable by law, and I think that is like the main purpose of it, that is kind of missing from, say, just a regular NFT. This isn't to do with the contract at all, but it's just a license that you can attach to a digital asset. And it's not even specific to, it has to be on Arweave. This license can be attached to anything. And I think that's super powerful. And the common use cases, I would say, would be you can either have it totally just free to use. So you could have a license just like kind of similar to Creative Commons, where just anyone can use this for whatever purpose. Or it's really flexible, where you can actually monetize off of, say someone wants to remix your song, or if someone wants to take a part of your image and like say all those like NFT collections that are derivatives of the first one. And also for commercial use, say it's like you're a musician, you want, Netflix wants to use your song, they can pay a license fee and and be able to use that in their show. So I think that is and then whoever owns that asset, say if there's like a fractional, like there's like, 20 people that owns that asset, each one of those people will be able to share the lion's share of that license fee that is paid out. So I think that's like a pretty powerful, I think, thing for creators in general.
Very cool. And kind of some of the terminology we're trying to hone into is like that fractionalized ownership is like kind of content tokens, right? Is that
Yeah.
kind of if two artists compose a work, they could deploy it and give half the content tokens to one and the other half to the other, and they're basically sharing in the license revenue right from the gate. So yeah, that's super cool. Before we go, I know like in order for apps like this, you have to have a community. And Luke, you've been bootstrapping the Weavers community. You want to kind of explain how the Weavers community feeds into apps like this in the permaweb ecosystem?
Absolutely. So we think of Weavers as being sort of like that initial touch point. As you know, there are a variety of ways to become, integrated into the Web3 community at large, and specifically the Arweave community. I mean, all of us here know that there's like a lot of really interesting projects happening in the Arweave space, but sometimes it's about sort of connecting the dots and getting over some of that like noise that's happening in the rest of the ecosystem at large. With 1,000,001 NFT projects, like a bunch of different startups, early stage ventures, whatever have you, it's hard to sort of get people connected to the stuff that's like actually going to make a difference or can actually benefit them sort of day one. Weavers has been a project of mine for the past, I want to say, 2 months. It's been it's been a learning curve coming from the Ethereum community into the Arweave community, but there are a lot of parallels there, and I find it extremely exciting. Weavers right now is a Discord. We're building into a bunch of different verticals and opportunities for people to get involved, both from physical and online events, all the way to just like opportunities to be highlighted in the ecosystem, as seen with sort of the BazAR launch. If you have questions, if there are any Weavers, potential Weavers, or anyone in the ecosystem listening to this, I highly recommend reaching out. What we want to do is basically provide an on-ramp to the Arweave ecosystem at large for developers and creatives who are interested, providing them tools for education, tools for growth, tools for accessing, venture capital even, and all of this can happen once you're inside of the fold.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys both for your time, and just really want to give a huge shout out to both of you, the incredibly hard work that you guys have done to really make this launch just incredible. So thank you both, and thanks for coming on to the show. Look forward to talking again.
Of course, thanks for having us. You deserve thanks as well. I mean, this launch has gone off very smoothly, and it's in no doubt your hard work.
Yes, of course. Yeah, Tom is a beast. He architected a lot of the contract, or I think he might have been the only one working on it. So
seriously.
So you deserve props too. I think I'm just super excited for just to be like surrounded by like just such like smart people and passionate people in the like Arweave ecosystem. So this is great.
Well, there you have it, guys. Check out weavers.org. This is where you can get onboarded and get access to a wealth of knowledge and kind of take the weave pill.
Get weave pilled. I like that. I'll make some shirts.
I like it.
All right. See you guys later.
Okay.
Cheers.